So you came on a scholarship?
Yes, I'm on a partial scholarship. So
Okay.
school is paying for like 50%, and I'm also paying because I have to pay for dormitory and take care of myself as well.
We all know that racism is everywhere, right? Have you experienced any of such in China? You're morning, you're hello, you're sleepy, you better wake up. Welcome back to Licia Life and Travel. We have a special guest. Her name is Rufine Harmon, and she's attending the Nanjing University of Science and Technology. She's majoring in international economics and trade. She's a student here. So all your plenty of questions you're gonna be asking me, oh, Licia, as student, I want visa. That I'm working with a visa agent. We have Rufine here today. Welcome to Licia Life and Travel.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here today.
Oh man, it's the same. The feeling is mutual.
Yeah.
I don't want you to see it like an interview. It's just a chit chat. Feel free to talk to Licia.
Okay.
As a student in China, are there difficulties with your teachers or maybe your fellow students?
First of all, of course, if you are leaving your home country to travel to any other country, know that there are always advantages and disadvantages. In as much as there are good sides to it, there are also bad sides. So let's talk about the good one first so that we can hype you up, and then we also keep it real with you because on here we keep it 100%
authentic.
Very much. So the first thing, living in Liberia right now, we all know Liberia is... So leaving the country to travel overseas for study is a plus for you as a person and also for the nation, because we come on here to learn and to also pay back to our country, right? So it's a great feeling because you are coming to meet a lot of other people. You're coming to mingle with a broader community. You're going to meet a lot of great people, great friends, and you're building network. But on the other side, of course, you're leaving your family, and you're coming here as an individual. That means you have to be independent. No mind buying.
Oh.
So you can't know that you already grown up because nobody here to babysit you. Once you get in that plane and leave, know that you are a mature person, somebody who's representing an entire nation.
Yeah.
Because anything that you do, they will say Liberia over there, Liberian, how the Liberian people can behave. So it's good to look at it from a broader perspective. You look at the good, and also do not, just because of it's a fantasy, okay, I'm going abroad to go study, you also need to understand that there are other sides to it.
You had to do like the Chinese language first before doing what you are doing now, or once you enter the university, you just do your major straight, you don't have to deal with the whole Chinese language?
So for this one, it depends on the scholarship. I will urge you, those of you who are interested in coming to China to school, you have to be very curious to know which of the scholarships the person is applying for you for, if somebody is helping you to do that, because they have scholarships, or they have programs that are taught in English. And they have programs that are taught in Chinese. And they also have the Chinese government scholarship. For that Chinese government scholarship, it's a must that you do 1 year language program before you start your major.
Okay.
Yeah, but most of the time it's normally it's barely seen for bachelor students, but for masters and PhD students, it's all over the place. So that's it. But for my program, I was taught in English. My program is taught in English.
So you came on a scholarship?
Yes, I'm on a partial scholarship. So the school is paying for like 50%, and I'm also paying because I have to pay for dormitory and take care of myself as well. So yeah.
How did you get it?
A friend of mine actually helped me. A friend or brother, I'll say, because he's into applying for scholarships and he knows how to navigate his way around the websites, because there are a lot of links and there are a lot of schools and opportunities, but you have to like dig deep, because not everybody can really showcase the better schools or better scholarships. So if you have a name of a school, you have to go and read and dig deep into the websites, because all of the schools in China have websites.
Okay.
So yeah.
Sometimes they can dupe people, right?
Obviously. But that's why also too, we Liberians sometimes read on these schools. I remember there was an incident that happened, one of my friends just shared with me. They have these guys in the school who would just take people money and not apply for you at all. or sometimes they would take 8 persons' money and then just apply for 5. So the other 3 know that you have been duped or you have been scammed. So they reached a student where his dad was so inquisitive. The man is very knowledgeable young man.
Yeah.
And the man asked him about the school name, and then the man went and made research on the school. The man read about the school, and the man got to understand that the money he was paying for his son's application fees was more than what the school was requiring.
Charging, yeah.
So the man reached out to the school dean.
Oh.
He reached out to the dean because they have everything on the website. You just have to read.
Do your own research.
Do your own research, you have to read. These are things that I didn't know before. Okay. But it's a plus for you because we are here to also help you.
That's it,
right?
No.
Yeah, so I didn't know that, but I would urge anybody that is coming here to school to really read, because sometimes the scholarship that you can be applying for, they will tell you tuition free.
Yeah.
But then if you come here, you have to pay fees.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you don't do your own research and read and ask questions and send the school's email, you just come here and find yourself in unnecessary wahala. At the end of the day, some people had to go back home. I know 2 friends that came here, the school fees. Imagine somebody paying 30,000. Get all my partner say everything for the girl to come. The daughter come to school in China now. She had to pay 30,000, and not even per year, but per semester.
A semester is how many months?
Per semester is 4 months.
4 months.
Imagine paying 30,000 because for a medical student, medicine in China is very expensive. It's very hard to even find fully funded scholarship for medicine.
Wow.
Yeah, especially she had to pay 30,000 Chinese yuan, which is renminbi. Imagine paying that amount of money for just 4 months. Let me just say.
Oh, let me see. I will check out 30,000 in USD and give you people the equivalent. That's a lot of money, though.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
But I can say opportunities are here. People are also helping to give links out, but some people just want to sit back and want an opportunity to run to them. Once you see this as an opportunity, you have to make effort.
You know, the internet is there. It has all of the information that we need. So even if somebody gives you information, go and do your own research. Be knowledgeable. Ask questions. So I want to tell you people how this young queen and I met.
I've been waiting for this so much.
It was a very interesting moment. So I'm sitting, we had come home. We kind of live in the same garden right now. Got off the bus. I'm sitting, I just called a Didi, what you people call Uber, and I'm sitting waiting. And then this beautiful, charming young queen, like she was passing first, then she turned. I was celebrity. Hello. I'm like, okay. And me, you know, it was so exciting to me. So the big smile came on my face. Who knows me as a celebrity out here? Come on. And then I'm like, hello. She said, hi. I said, how are you? Fine. What's your name? Rufine. Rufine. Okay, the name. Because we have a mutual friend. So the name, you know, I made a name up. I'm like, oh, how are you? She said, fine. And then she's like, oh, you know, it's a pleasure meeting you. After a lot of talking, then I got to know that she also has a YouTube channel. Trust me, that channel is very educative. It's very inspiring. When I checked her out, I was like, oh my God, gotta follow, because I enjoyed all of the content that, you know, she has created. But it was an amazing thing getting to meet you.
Likewise. But I can also explain my side of the story to them as well. So I've always known Dee for a very long time because she is somebody who's out here making an impact. You know, sometimes we do the little things, we don't know how much we are impacting people's lives. But actually, she's like a shining star that is just in her little corner and shining as bright as she can. So I've always known her, yeah, because we are in multiple groups here in China together, and I'm seeing the little work that she's doing, especially for the fact that she was doing the content tour and going visiting historic sites. I'm like, this woman is great. She's showing Liberia to the world. You know, these are things that a lot of other people do not see. But the fact that she sees a vision and she decides to also share with other people. So I've always known her. So we were coming home that evening, and then I saw she and her husband sitting. I wanted to go to them, but you know this awkward feeling that you know somebody, but the person do not know you, right? And you think, yeah, you're like, should I go? I know that she's a sweet young woman, but I'm like, other people were there as well. I'm like, should I go and say hi? Should I not go? So I left contemplating, and their boss came, and then they left. So my bus was the next bus.
Okay.
And then when I boarded my bus, fortunately, I got off the bus and guess who I met sitting in the garden? I met them sitting. I'm like, this time around, I'm going to say hi. No matter what, I am going. Because I must meet this young woman in person.
That's beautiful.
That was her. When I say, hey, I'm a celebrity, how are you? And we spoke. She was so excited to see me and we started to talk. And we talk. You know, as content creators, we always spark something to each other. So she's like, girl, we got to do something together.
We gotta grab something.
And I'm like, I must be on this channel. So yeah,
It's a pleasure having you, Rufine. Rufine is a public speaker. And you know my mom is shy, but you see me, I just sitting here, Rufine, just talking here. Like, she has her thing going. Trust me, you should check her channel. I will leave everything in the video. Her content is amazing. You get to learn from her. One video that I watched from her, I'm like, sister, you're public speaking, but you need to continue with it. She draws you in with how she delivers. So check her channel out. Back to the juices. Now, we all know that racism is everywhere, right? Have you experienced any of such in China?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of times. The thing about it is sometimes it's just about perspective, the way I see things.
Okay.
Because my mother would tell me, you'll always be faced with a lot of difficult times, but you have to find the positive in it.
Yeah.
Whenever I experience that, I just take it to be ignorance. I'm like, you don't know. Because of that, I don't react to it in a negative way. I don't waste my time on it. So there are times where people would just come to you. Like I remember one city we went in, I think it was for an excursion. At that city, I don't know what I was the only foreigner that had ever visited that city. The Chinese guy, they met like he just hate. The guy's like, you know, he never even wanted to see anybody black in their country. So like, go back home, he was very arrogant actually.
Whoa.
That was my first worst experience I had. He was so bad, I mean very bad. I'm like, this guy is really ignorant. You don't know. He's like, why are you doing it? Why are you so black? Your color is that you're doing that. It's like,
sometimes it's their first time seeing people, you know, looking like that.
yeah. So I just see it like that. Maybe it's his first time or it was his first time or I don't know. But you kind of don't let a book. Don't let that one to bother you, man. Yeah, you can't think you can't for you to wear good if you need to go back to your place that you come be from.
So you were here during the COVID?
Yeah, I was here during the COVID.
How was it?
The COVID, it was, I wouldn't say, you know, a lot of people have like negative comments about the COVID, but during the COVID was one of the most productive time for me in a way.
How?
Because while everybody was bothering themselves, stressing out, I took that time to really develop myself, personal development. I spent more time with myself because I knew I couldn't go home because I couldn't go home. So I just had to make the most of the time. I was focused on reading more. That was the time that it was like God just took that time to really show me who I was.
Who you are.
I remember when I used to go to the balcony because I used to stay when I was doing my bachelor's, I used to stay on the 6th floor. I think 6th or 7th floor.
Okay.
I used to just go on the balcony and look outside the window. So when I look outside the window, I used to review like I'm looking at Liberia.
Oh.
That was it. Like every time I had my little special mat, I used to go to my special mat. I would just go put a mat on the floor and just sit down and imagine myself looking at Liberia. As I kept looking, because when you are overseas, it's almost like you are on top of the mountain and then you can see Liberia vividly. Yeah, that's how it was for me. And when I look at Liberia, then I just put my mind on my family, that I have to keep doing this for the family. I have to keep doing this for a lot of reasons. So during that time, I just focused on myself and understood the importance of family, that I have to keep thriving, that this phase will pass. You just have to do what you have to do because you got to do that.
So as a student during the COVID, you are not attending school, you are not working. How were you managing?
You know, this is really an interesting question because during the COVID, at first I never wanted to bother my parents because it's just my mom, and because my father passed away in 2015. That was even before I came to China. And yes, okay. And she's somebody who like little thing breaks her down like so easily. She's so soft-hearted. So I'm like, if I break the news to her the way it is, she's actually gonna break down more than me. So only my sisters who like have access to internet and all of that knew the actuality of the situation in China. But I never really spoke to them that much because she would have understood that all is not well. So in as much as I was managing what I had, but here is the fun part. During that time, I started to learn how to bake cornbread. I used to bake the cornbread because we were like 7 Liberians in our school. We used to bake the cornbread and I'll bake it. I'll call them together in a room and I'm like, come, let's eat. So one of the guys told me, Rufin, this is really good. You know, you can actually do something with this. And luckily for me, I had a lot of things in the room because I just used to buy whenever I had money. I just used to buy because one thing my father taught me was, even if you don't get close, make sure food is in the house. So I always used to buy my things in bulk, and that was the good thing. That was the thing that really helped me during that time. So I had cornmeal, I had flour, I had all the ingredients, I had a lot in stock. So I started to bake. I created a group and I added the guys. First day I baked 1 pan and I called them almost like a little party or a little hangout because we all knew each other in the dormitory. So I'm like, I'm starting to do this. You guys can taste and tell me how it is. When it tasted, like, girl, I want 2 pan, I want 3 pan. and as I kept baking all through that period, that was what helped me. And also the church used to supply us with oil and rice. So that little monies that I used to collect, I used to get and buy soup kinds and meats and Coke. Sometimes we put it together and buy food and cook and eat. So you just have to, you have to think outside the box. And whenever these kind of situations occur, how can I maneuver my way around it? So that was how we were able to manage things during that time.
COVID was very interesting because I was here also at the time. I remember we had to stop work. It was funny because like last night we went to work. Today I just went in the supermarket to get some stuff and I saw my colleague stuffing the basket. I'm like, what happened here? What's going on? She's like, oh, you won't get a memo. We're not working today, tomorrow, maybe this whole week we are not working. And they say we should, if we can buy things and keep it in. I said, where did they send the memo? She said, you're not on the group chat? I said, no. And then while we were talking, my message came from my boss at the time. But it just took people, you know, by surprise. It just came on us. There was a lot going on. People, especially in Gwangju, it was crazy because people were experiencing some racism were going on. People didn't want the blacks. How can this thing start from China and then you start to blame the blacks for such a thing? It was crazy. And then, like I was asking you, you talked about the Chinese government scholarship.
Yeah, CSC.
Now, because during COVID, I wasn't a student. But I've never been a student in China. I just came here and started to work. But I've always tried to be in the community any way I can. And just putting people together, it has always been my thing. So I'm not a student, but I have few friends who were students. So I also created a group chat with students.
Wow.
And then I asked them to invite most of their friends, Liberians that are here, so that we can keep in touch with each other because I really wanted to know what was going on. And I remember when some stuff was going on in Gwangju, I started this movement where it's like, I'm not a virus, I'm a human being. And then I reached out to some of the students to at least make a little board with the same thing and I will put it together. And there was one girl that I know very well. So I reached out to her. Like among everybody, I thought she would be the one to even do that particular video. And she was like, oh, you know, I can't partake in this thing because I'm here on the Chinese scholarship, the Chinese government scholarship. I said, it sounded strange to me, but I didn't know that there was, you know, something like that. All I thought maybe it would be, oh, I'm on a Liberian scholarship, but a Chinese government scholarship, I didn't understand it at the time until you made mention of it right now. So I said, oh, I see where that girl coming from. She didn't want to spoil her way with all this scholarship she was on. And I understood we still carry on, you know, do what we had to do. You just learn that there are many scholarships available. You want to come to China to study? Check out these little information. Be knowledgeable, you know, equip yourself and go for it. I am not a student. Rufin has said a lot. She has given a lot of information. So go and check it out. You have a YouTube channel.
Yes,
I want to know How did this journey begin?
All right, so it all began when I came to China during the COVID.
Okay.
Was the time, like I said, I had a lot of deep thinking. I had a lot of things going on for me because I had a lot of time on my hands because we were in school. So I started, because when I was in Liberia, I didn't know YouTube.
Okay.
It was in China and I came, I got to know about YouTube because you have to go on YouTube to read, to do research, to learn other things. So I started visiting the platform a lot in 2020 during the COVID. And I'm like, this thing is good though. And I started learning about the platform, getting to know a lot of the ins and outs about it. And I'm like, well, I can try, I can talk small. Even though we can still make a small mistake, but I don't know outside to get over, we can talk small. So I'm like, let me try to get into this. Should I not? Should I? You know, that mindset, right? So I hope by the grace of God, 2022 was when I began the journey on YouTube, and the overall aim is to make an impact. Because like I said, it's not about the beautiful thing you have in your mind, is about how can you bring that out to life and other people can receive that the way you receive it. As the visionary, you have to present the vision in a way that other people will understand. Because if people do not get it, then the vision is not going to live on. Okay, I want to talk about, I'm planning up a series, a China Life series, where I can have the first, it's going to be different videos, how people can get scholarship, how you can get documents. That will be in April.
Please do.
I can talk about it too.
Yes, please do.
All right. A lot of Liberians have been reaching out to me, Rufin, I want to come to China to school. How can I do that? So I thought it wise to do a series titled China Life series. So that series is going to comprise of a lot of videos. I'm going to explain my experience. I'm going to interview other people that have been in China for a long time, other students as well, the ones just coming, the ones that have been here for a while. And I'm also going to invite people who know how to do the applications, because there are schools that not just anybody can apply to, right? Because to find the best schools, you have to look a lot of researching. So there are guys that I know that has been into applying for people for a very long time.
It is legit.
Yeah, it's legit. That's the thing. So I'm gonna invite them on the platform and also interview, like have a conversation like the way we are having right now, and ask them. Then they can be able to give information, because there are things I cannot say because I do not know. So for them to know, so they will give you informed information and you can make use of them. I'll also leave their contacts, because these are people that do it. Because in China, we can't work as a student. It's not legal for you to work.
It's coming to that.
Yeah. So okay. Let me just so it's that little side hustle. It's a little side hustle. At least they apply for you. If you get accepted, and then you give them something small too as the little service fees. So yeah. So we're gonna do that shortly. Like she said, you can look up on the channel. That will be up very soon. Very soon. I don't want to jinx the time, but just go on the channel and then every other information will be there.
We'll be there. So now, I will say ask my question. As a student in China, right? Because you know China has so many different visas.
So many.
They have working visa, they have business visa, student visa, family visa, and so on, tourist visa, and the rest. But now, each of these visas you will hold, it doesn't permit you to work unless you have a work permit. But there are students here who work while going to school. Is that legal?
So legally, according to the law, because as a student, once you come to school and give you the Chinese book, the law book.
Okay.
Yeah, every student has that book. So in that book, it is illegal to work while schooling in China. But then again, here is where the complexity come in, or let me just say a little bit of relief, not complexity, but a little bit of relief.
Okay.
Some schools, actually, depending on the program you are in, they are not too like harsh on you like about working. They even like give you opportunity to work. Some schools.
Okay.
It is very hard, especially for the scholarship that you're on and your level. That is, if you're a first year student, freshman, it is very impossible to the highest degree for you to work. But if you're in your second year or your third year, and also if you're a senior and if you're doing your thesis, they also try to put some limitations because you have a lot to do as a person, right? So it depends on the schools and also on the
on your level.
Yeah, the level that you were in.
Okay.
But then again, I always tell Liberians, like, if you're coming to China, know that just having your mind that it's not a place where you come in to be schooled and be working. So because of that, you have to get innovative. You have to learn some skills, like know how to braid hair, know how to bake. Like I explained my story. Because of the baking that I used to do during the COVID, I was able to at least, the time my parents never had the money to send me, I was able to manage things because I was baking and selling. So you have to learn something, learn how to bake, how to cook. There are people that cook for people and sell it.
And sell it.
Yeah, there are people that cook. There are some students like right now, maybe if I'm working on my thesis, I don't have time. So it doesn't mean I don't know how to cook, but I don't have that time. So I can tell somebody, please cook for me, I pay you, I do my thesis, I just go make my red hat, I can put my little soup on it and manage, I go to my lab. So you can learn how to do all this, even computer, like tech. There are people who, they don't know how to, like the scholarships right now that I spoke about, to how to navigate their way in the system, because not everybody will know how to, maneuver their way around. Yeah. So learn these things, be computer literate, because that one is very important, because once you come here, they're not going to say that we'll have computer class for you. The people already believe that you have fundamentals. So you have to know how to work in Excel, how to do PPT, how to even work in Microsoft. Because these are things that people already expect.
She's dropping bomb knowledge.
It happened to me, and when I came out, I was so shocked. I'm just giving you guys a tea. It's a plus for you.
Yeah.
These are things that I didn't know, right? When I came, I started I didn't know how to even do PPT. Oh. I didn't know how to do PPT. So when I had my first homework, I needed to present about Liberia, because that one is a must. You must talk about your country. Like it's called, I think, cultural exchange. Most of the courses, they will ask you to do that. And I'm like, how am I going to create this PPT? But luckily for me, I have friends around and they helped me out. But as time went on, I started to learn, because obviously people will not be always doing it for you. Like you have to, step it up for yourself. So know these things and it will help you a long way. So even if you reach the point where you cannot work or you can work, you can still be able to earn something small for yourself.
Okay, now there's this question that people ask me a whole lot, especially when I went by Liberia. And I'm about to ask you.
Okay.
The people say when we come from China, we can be speaking series. So they ask me, Licia, you're in China, there are series things you're learning over there. I thought you also can be speaking Chinese. You can be speaking series. So I said, me, you're similar to somebody who can speak series. They said most of the students then I didn't want to be speaking. So for me, at the time, I told them, those students, they are in international schools. They get to interact with people from different cultures, races, backgrounds, and everything. And you have to be standard in your English. So if the standard sounds like series, well, I don't know. But just now, when she said Liberia, I said, oh, okay, maybe not the series thing that they're talking about. So what is it like with the series and the school?
Okay, so like you said, it is an international school. Firstly, in as much as I understand that we have a very unique our little colloquia. It is very unique that no other person can understand unless you have some kind of connection with a Liberian or you have been around for a while. That's the only way you understand.
Now, what thing?
And it is very strong to the extent, even if you say, like some of us right now, even if you want to speak standard English, there are still times you will still know someone with a person in the Liberian.
Yeah.
You know someone will get up and you said a Liberian. Yeah. You go and get a Liberian speaking it, right? So it is like that. We are attending international school. So we are international students, let me put it that way. And a lot of other people do not understand colloquia. So we have to blend in, because that's one of the reasons why you travel, not just to be with your countrymates. Because you have to build network. Because these networks that you're building in the future, you don't even know. This person might be right now, maybe I might be talking to somebody that is from Russia, and tomorrow she might be somebody very big, and because of the connection that we built together, that can even help Liberia. So it's not like we're trying to show ourselves or we're trying to prove a point, but we have to blend. We have to connect to other people, and we have to communicate. And the essence of communication is you understand me, I understand you. That's communication. So if you don't talk in a way that they understand, then what's there? So we do that. Let's say, for example, somebody talking like that for 5-6 years. You don't expect the person to just go back and start speaking colloquial. Of course, we're also going to blend it again. So that's it. Nothing too serious.
Chinese, 你好，
你好，
你叫什么名字？
你叫曼娜。
曼娜，
对啊，
我叫 Licia。
哦，Licia 漂亮
啊，谢谢。
不用谢。
我是 Liberian 呢。
你是利比里亚人。
I was like, was she Liberian? But she corrected me by saying, "Is she Liberian?" Because Liberia is Liberia. That's how you pronounce, Liberia here in Chinese. Okay. So, as we are talking about the way we speak, where you're able to communicate for people to understand you, I think it also goes back to finding jobs in China, especially as a teacher. Liberia is listed as a native English-speaking country. But here in China, and this particular thing that I'm about to say, Foreign Affairs Ministry needs to really pay attention to it, because this could be a way for Liberians to actually get jobs in China. When they are looking for teachers in China, they look for maybe South Africa, people from South Africa, Canada, the USA, and maybe even Ghana. And what about Liberia? We are a native English-speaking country. So why aren't we on that list, especially in the teaching field? My appeal to, the Foreign Affairs Ministry and the Liberian Embassy in China is to reach out to the Chinese authorities to revisit that list, because Liberia should be a priority. We are a native English-speaking country. This could really be an avenue for Liberians to benefit out here. We say not work outside in China. There are, but it's just, is your country really having your back in these things? Okay.
The woman that be celebrity, yeah, I saw the mouth too happy. I said, hey Lord, I'm a celebrity.
She reminded me of, the students, right? The students are so proud of me.
Yeah, you don't know how much impact you're making. People, like I said, that's why I said from the very beginning, people do their little things in their little corners. I always tell people, do not say, I'm just living my life the way I want. Do not have that mindset, because you don't know how many people, because of the way you are living your life, you don't know how many people you are impacting. Take for her, I never knew her in person, but just from afar, seeing what she's still doing, because she's still doing her best, seeing what she's doing, on that movement, encouraging other young ladies like herself to be innovative, to not just, be complacent, to move around, shake yourself, be creative, do things, create, produce. All those things, these are things that people look up to you for. And when you see young woman thriving, and not just for herself, as she's growing, she wants to help a lot of people that are willing along with her. So unless you are also willing, because somebody can drag you all the way. If you're not willing, you will stay to that place. Yeah. So she's willing to carry with her all those that are willing to also, make themselves better. So it was actually a pleasure meeting her. That's what I'm saying. She don't know how many people's lives she's imparting. So we have to live our lives to the best.
This means a whole lot.
Yeah.
I met a guy from Zimbabwe. My first Zimbabwean that I met. And he was also in Wuhan. Wow. And he had a lot of basketballers, Liberians basketballers there. And when he met me, he's like, wow, the celebrity. I said, are you a Liberian? But he speaks like a Liberian because he was so into the Liberian community, and he played basketball along with the other Liberians that were there. So he's like, girl, you don't even know how much big you are in Wuhan, eh? The Liberians, they really, so, I really appreciate the Liberian community, the students, You already showed me massive love.
The place I used to stay in Shanghai, the girls I used to be with together, one of the girls, she's really interested in being a DJ. Okay. She loves music, she loves to vibe. So when she came across your video, she told me, Rufi, let me get business and I won't go piano boy. And trust me, even now, she has been behind like 2 other guys. She has been behind one guy in China here. He's also Liberian. His name is Cass. He's a DJ. Every time she behind her, but can't teach me how to DJ now. I'll be teaching, can't teach me how to be DJ. So you see, you don't know how many people's lives you are really imparting. I just want to say, just keep doing your best because some of us will look up to you.
Oh my God, what's her name?
Her name is Deuce, Tricky Deuce. You should know her.
Tricky Deuce. I'm giving you this shout out. Go after it. It's not difficult. It's just the consistency. If you mean it, you want it, you have the passion for it, go after it. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Don't think too much. Enjoy it. And I feel like I owe you because, you know, in recent time, it has been more about traveling, the whole lifestyle, you know, content creation thing, that I placed the DJing thing on the hold. But just hearing that somebody like you got inspired by what I was doing, I need to go back. I owe you that.
All right, then she will be so happy.
We are wrapping up on this session now, and I mean, you've learned a whole lot about studying in China, what to look for, what to look out for, and how to progress. So Rufin, thank you for this session.
Thanks to you as well for listening to us. I hope that you will make use of the information because we have shared. Now the board is in your court too.
Barika kaka isawe. Bye bye.
Bye bye.